Notre Dame at Miami, Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern kickoff on ABC. The table is set. This is wonderful. I think people are talking about Miami, and I think they're half right. Because they did miss a chance last year. They had a great quarterback in Ward. They had an opportunity with the overall skill level that they had accumulated, and yet they dropped the ball. And namely, they couldn't play defense to save their lives. So they did miss an opportunity last year. There's no excuse for that team missing the playoff last year. So there is that. They're right when they say that. I think they're incorrect when they say they missed their window. Miami didn't miss their window. Miami's not a window team. Miami has the kind of personnel that will allow them to compete every year. So last year, make no bones about it, they missed a shot. They could also give themselves another shot this year and the next year and the next year. That's like saying it about LSU. Oh, LSU had Jaden Daniels. They missed their shot. No, they missed a shot. They'll be right back to having another shot the year. So that's Miami. Then the follow-up, as you dive into the game, is you got a bunch of talk about quarterback here. Carson Beck has transferred to Miami. He's the starting quarterback there. C.J. Carr has been named the starting quarterback at Notre Dame. The difference in those quarterback questions is astounding. Like Carson Beck, C.J. Carr, the question is, what's he going to be? Because we haven't seen him start. Carson Beck, this time last year, the talk was enjoy him at Georgia one more year. Enjoy it. He headed off to the NFL after this year, and instead he headed off to Coral Gables, Florida. Again, there are no stupid predictions in college football. Because if anyone would have predicted that last year, Carson Beck's going to come back, but he's not going to be playing for Georgia. Oh, and Georgia people are going to convince you that it's a good thing that he moved on. No one predicts that. So no prediction is stupid this time of year. Let's dive into the game. I think that the focus for Notre Dame in this game does not immediately go to C.J. Carr. As much as he's going to be talked about, and yeah, I have a morbid fascination with seeing how he fares in this game. The Notre Dame run game against Miami's run defense is the most important single facet of this game. I have implicit trust in Notre Dame's offensive line. I saw everything I needed to see last year. No matter how many guys went down, they just trotted another one out there, and it was like a machine. They just all played to the same standard. Not only that, you want to talk about predictions not meaning much. Man, most of us thought Notre Dame's offensive line might be a net weakness in the preseason. They were going to have to put freshmen at tackle and everything, or start young guys along the offensive line. They're going to go into Kyle Field in week one. That pass rush was going to get after him. They won. They got better as the season went on. Little blip on the radar screen against Northern Illinois. Go all the way to the national title game. Guys getting hurt left and right. Didn't matter. So I believe in them. And I believe in Mr. Love and Mr. Price in the backfield. I think they can run the ball on almost anyone. Can they run the ball on anyone, though? So, last year, little mini paper popper of a stat here. They played, by our estimation, 3 top 10 teams. We didn't have Indiana top 10, which is convenient because that would have bolstered the stat category I'm about to read. Point taken. But they played Georgia, Penn State, and Ohio State last year and averaged 3.1 yards per carry. Now, what they did do is they were top 5 in rushes of 30-plus yards last year. So they had the explosive run. And it really doesn't matter if they're stoning you Sunday night. If you break off a couple of 50-plus yard runs, you probably win the ballgame. And that's tough to forecast. So if that profile carries for Notre Dame, that's interesting. But what if, we'll get back to the video 1 second. Do me one quick favor. Look down. Make sure you're subscribed. Most of you are. If you're not, please do so. It's the way we keep the channel free, we keep the videos coming, and we get to do college football year-round as God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. What if they can't run the ball all that effectively? And they do have to throw the ball. Well, what is Miami's secondary would be my question there. If Notre Dame gets limited running the ball here, it's a completely overhauled secondary for Miami. Normally that would concern you. That's actually a blessing in this case because they essentially didn't have one last year. There were guys in uniform out there, but it was largely aesthetic. Miami didn't really have a secondary. So obviously, if you look at C.J. Carr, dude's never played meaningful downs in his life. And you know that Notre Dame's bread and butter is running the ball. I mean, we're going to make him throw the ball to beat us. We're going to go heavy box. We're going to make him prove himself. Miami top 20 in sacks per game last year. And Bain is back and Mesidor's back. 3 of their top 5 sack getters are back. So you got the whole stay on schedule thing that you got to worry about. But Notre Dame has a low-key, excellent wide receiver group. Notre Dame fans would say it's not low-key. I think it's low-key because nationally people don't characterize Notre Dame like that yet. Now, if you show out Saturday or Sunday night, they'll learn about it. But do you unlock the ability to take advantage of it? Like, C.J. Carr has the tools as well. C.J. Carr is a very, very talented player. It's all got to connect. Like, it's all got to come together on the field. My point there is to remind you, some of the feedback we've gotten from Miami's camp is not only did we overhaul the secondary, they went and got a ton of portal guys, went and got a new defensive coordinator. They actually believe the secondary could be a strength of this team. And if they're even close to right about that, then that's a whole new world for Miami, and that's a whole new way to look at this game. It's a big test for Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator at Miami. It's a really big test for Carson Beck. I mean, he's the real story that people are going to pay attention to, but they are replacing their top half dozen pass catchers. So the real story, the one that'll go the furthest in determining Miami's fate here, is Mark Fletcher and Jordan Lyle and that Miami offensive line, specifically against the interior of Notre Dame's defensive front. Because if they do business Sunday night, that's where it'll be. And you'll see them getting pushed inside. And over the span of 4 quarters, you'll start to say, wow, Notre Dame's they don't really have much of an answer here. And that is an area of potential vulnerability. If you're looking for matchup edges, that is the potential matchup edge here from Miami. Mark Fletcher, by the way, if that's the case, that's the name at the end of the night when they put up the fancy graphics they have. That could be the one that really, really showed out for Miami. Let's take a look at the FanDuel odds. Notre Dame minus 2.5. The model is a little bit different in the way it sees this game. It's got it as a straight-up pick 'em. I think Miami's going to be able to run the ball, and I think it's going to be a very, very mixed result type game for C.J. Carr and that Notre Dame passing offense. I'm going to buy in. I'm going to buy into the intel that we've gotten out of Miami about that secondary. Plenty good enough, plenty overhauled enough that I think they give themselves a shot to win here, and I think they are able to take over enough. They're not going to dominate Notre Dame. I'm saying they're going to be able to take over enough in that ground game, between the tackles, is going to be able to be effective enough to where Miami covers here, and I think Miami's going to win the game outright.